YouTube, what is up? James, MTG BBE here. And it's been a while, but we have a lot to talk about. Wizards of the Coast dropped a massive bomb on us today. And that bomb is that they made some changes to the banned and restricted list for Modern. And they unbanned Jace the Mindsculptor and Bloodbraid Elf. Those who don't know, those cards are busted, and when Modern started, they were banned right out the gate. They were not allowed to be in the format from day one. Well, they've decided that they want to change things. They want to shake things up in Modern. Modern has been a format that, while you can play any deck that you want, and there's a good 15 to 30 options at any one given moment, that the format was kind of solved in that it was the basic, like, rock, paper, scissors format, where, like, one deck would rise up, then another deck that beats that deck would rise up, and then the deck that beats that would rise up, and then the first deck that would beat that would rise up. So it would go in a cyclical motion. It was a lot of fun. I've always loved Modern. It's one of my favorite formats. But there was a lot of variety, but also not a lot of variety all at once, because there was nothing that everybody had to either fight against or play with. The format itself, the decks were kind of figured out and solved. And now that we have these two extremely powerful cards in the format, it's not solved at all. We have to figure out what to do to either play with these cards effectively or play against these cards effectively. I'll talk about Jace first. The decks that it slots into just already that are going to want Jace are Jeskai control, blue-white control, even Grixis might want it. It's an incredibly powerful control card. It's also a finisher in a control deck, in that you could literally win the game with it. You basically get your opponents to a point where you control the entire board state, and you're just drawing cards and building card advantage, until eventually you ultimate it, win the game with it, and that's it. It is a miserable thing losing to a Jace. I play quite a bit of Legacy, and Miracles plays a lot of Jace in it, and while Miracles is a pretty good match for Death and Taxes, Jace resolved on turn 4 without an answer to it is really tough to deal with. So look for Jace in those control decks. Those control decks were getting good already. They're kind of raising up the ranks in the format, and now they're going to be better. Bloodbraid Elf kind of slots into one deck at the moment, and that is Jund. Jund is a very good mid-range deck already, and Bloodbraid Elf, I think, will give it a shot in the arm. It was kind of falling off and kind of dropping down because of all the Tron decks and the control decks it kind of has a bad matchup against. But now that it has Bloodbraid Elf into Tarmogoyf is really good. That's like step 1. Step 2 would be Bloodbraid Elf into something like Liliana of the Veil or Liliana of the Last Hope. Step 3, and where it gets really bananas, is Bloodbraid into Kolaghan's Command, which is insane. Kolaghan's Command is already like 2 to 3 cards in one, and when you can pay 4 mana, get a 3/2 with haste, and Kolaghan's Command. So think of it this way. There's a card that's 4 mana, 3/2 haste. When it enters the battlefield, your opponent discards a card and you destroy an artifact. Or you shock a creature and destroy an artifact. Or you destroy an artifact and bring a creature from your graveyard back to your hand. That is value on top of value on top of value. That being said, I think it's going to be interesting and fun to kind of figure this stuff out. And I plan on making a whole host of videos here on the channel talking about the new Modern format and where it's going. I also have prepared 2 different deck lists, one Jace deck and one Bloodbraid deck. And I'm going to have deck text. I'm going to start filming as soon as I'm done here, as soon as I upload this video. So look for those, and I'll go ahead and spoil the Bloodbraid deck. It's Jund. I have a Jund list with Bloodbraids fitted right into it. And the Jace one is a little spicier than what everybody, I think, is already thinking. So we're going to try to make it as interesting as possible. Look for those on the channel. I'll link them down below once they're uploaded. And then I'm going to do a video about how to deal with decks with Jace and decks with Bloodbraid Elf for Death and Taxes in Modern, because everybody knows that's kind of my bread and butter. That is the deck that I play the most in Modern especially, and I think we have a pretty decent game plan against both of those decks. The Jund matchup is already slightly in their favor, and this may make it slightly more, so we're going to have to kind of bend our list and tune our list a little bit more to kind of fight that. And the Jace the Mindsculptor decks, I think we have a good chance to beat anyway. I know that a lot of people are worried about it, but I think Death and Taxes is one of the better decks against Jace. Miracles and Legacy is a huge deal, and Death and Taxes has a really, really good Miracles match, and Miracles is a deck that very much relies on Jace the Mindsculptor. So that being said, guys, I appreciate everything. Be on the lookout for those deck techs coming up, probably not far after this one. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about the new format, about the new decks coming up. Are you panicking and figuring out a way to beat the decks, or are you going to join along and play the decks? I have access to some Jaces myself, because my good buddy Sean has a playset, and he doesn't play a lot of Magic at the moment. He's been very busy with work. So I'm totally going to take advantage of my good friend. Sorry, Sean. Love you, buddy. But I'm going to borrow his Jaces, and I'm going to make a Jace deck. And I'm going to play it in Modern, and it's going to be fun. Either way, comment down below, like I said. Also, if you don't already, please follow me on Twitter. It's at MTGBiggie. I'll link that down below also. Open up a discussion. If you have any other questions about Jace, about Bloodbraid, about Modern, about Death and Taxes in general, or anything with Magic, that's the place to hit me up as well. And I look forward to hearing from all of you again soon. Let's go see this Wild West Modern format and see what it's like. I'm really excited about it. I'll talk to you guys again soon.